Anything in that video that piqued your interest? You know, I know that that much money a month is hard to live on, but we could probably do that, right? You know, the greatest thing about this business, the thing that I love the most about this business, honestly, is our stories. Because our stories are what make the difference. When you hear somebody's testimony about their transformation in life, it makes all the difference in the world. And that's why this business is really easy, because of our stories. And so we want to invite some people to come up and share their stories. Would you be up for that? A couple little stories here, just short ones. So myself and Esther are going to give a story. Chris, would you come up? And also Jeff and Chad and David. You guys all come up. And then Damien, our one-star ambassador, would you please come up here and just kind of hang out with us? And you guys give it up for Damien. He's an amazing, amazing man. Someday I'm going to tell the story of David, yeah, and someday I'm going to tell the story of that cup of coffee at Starbucks that changed my life with you, okay? All right, so I'm going to real quickly tell you my story. So I started my 90-day challenge in January of this year. I went into my doctor. I walked into my doctor's office. I'm 5'8". I was 226 pounds. And that's great if you play for the 49ers, and not so good if you're a nonprofit guy that sits at a desk all the time. My cholesterol was up, my blood sugar was up, and I was on blood pressure medicine. I was on blood pressure medicine. Doctor wouldn't give me a refill unless I came in, and I didn't want to come in because Kaiser had assigned to me a woman doctor. Sorry, guys. Okay. Went in there. I love my doctor. She's amazing. But she said, "Oh, Mr. Tomlin, I've never met you before. What are we here for?" And I said, "Well, we're going to talk about my bad blood and how fat I am." And she said, "Well, we normally save the fat, conversation for later, but let's go look at this evil chart over here." How many people know what chart I'm talking about, right? The BMI chart? That evil thing? Okay, come on, you guys have seen that one, right? Yeah, it's never accurate, right? So I looked at it. Right, it's never accurate. So I looked at it and she said, "Here's what I need you to do." I walked out of that office so discouraged. I said, "Man, I need to do something." So I immediately jumped on the lemonade cayenne pepper thing, you know that one? Yeah, 3/4 of the day in, I'm calling Walmart to find out if I can buy a gun to shoot myself. Okay? Because it's hard, it's difficult, changing your lifestyle is difficult. And then I remembered a few months earlier, the gal who does my hair had thrown me this shake packet. Okay, she said, "Here, you should try this." The gal who does my hair. Okay, she said we should try this, okay? And I said, "I don't do shakes, I'm a man, I eat meat, type of thing." But I was desperate enough that I had to change something. So I called up Esther, I said, "Esther, you gotta get me on your shake thing." And she says, "Oh, I don't stock it." And I said, "Well, that's okay, I'll just go to your house and get it." So I begged and begged and begged, she gave it to me. First week, 5 pounds, second week, 11 pounds. Left for Russia to do some nonprofit work. First 30 days, 25 pounds. Started feeling dizzy. My blood pressure medicine was making me too low blood pressure, 60 over, 90 over 60, 90 over 60, it was bad. Nonetheless, my 90-day challenge, 50 pounds lost, 50 points of cholesterol, went from a 38 waist to a 33 that I'm wearing today. It's a time machine. It's a time machine. Oh, you guys want to see a picture? There you go. Last summer, this summer.
We give him a hard time saying he lost 50 pounds in his face.
Oh, and by the way, I'm not 72, but I am going to be 52.
Oh!
Esther.
All right, so my story is when I was first introduced to this, I was very apathetic about losing weight. I didn't really think I was that overweight. I was like, whatever, I'm curvy, it's cool. And my husband was like, do your shakes. I was like, stop telling me I'm fat. And then I ended up getting pregnant, and while I was pregnant, I got gestational diabetes because I was so overweight, and diabetes runs my family. And then I found out that put me in this huge high-risk category of getting type 2 diabetes later in life, and also that I was passing on the genes for diabetes and obesity to my son because of the shape that I was in while I was pregnant. And that lit a fire under my buns, and I was like, okay. So I got really, really motivated. I used the shake to control my blood sugar while I was pregnant. As soon as I had my son, I think it was about 2 weeks later, I started Vipac and about 2 shakes a day. And my postpartum evaporated within a week.
Nice.
That was awesome. And then I didn't really think it was going to work. But I started losing weight. I lost 25 pounds in my first 90 days. I lost 25 pounds in my second 90-day challenge, and then I lost 26 pounds in my third 90-day challenge. Altogether, I'm down 76 pounds. And as a result of that, my husband and I, we've lost 116 pounds together. And give it up for Bengal over there. And we're the new Body by Vi Couples champions. So we're going on new Success from Home magazine. We get a huge marketing package, but we also get a 4-day vacation in Hollywood with the top leaders in Visalis. Nice. And we get to do like a photo shoot, get our hair done, and massages, and we have to stay couples massage, and we're going to stay at the W Hotel in Hollywood, and we get to see Wicked, and we get to go on a cruise, and it's just going to be awesome. So we're really super stoked. And Chris, let's hear your story.
Yeah, give it up. Thanks,
My name is Chris Abadi. My story started in January. You know, I made a commitment to myself. You know, it was a New Year's resolution like we all make. You know, I had to work on my health. I was about 4 pounds from reaching 400 pounds. I was 396, so in January and February I started on Slim Fast. It was, you know, go to the grocery store, pick it up. In those 2 months I lost about 9 to 10 pounds. And then my brother David, who's over there, you know, March came around, he's like, hey, I found out about this through my friend, you know, I really want you to do it, you know, work on your health, you're already doing it. Say, yeah, I'll take on a challenge, you know. So in March I jumped on my first challenge. I lost 30 pounds in my first challenge. I started my second challenge immediately after. I lost 40 pounds in my second challenge. And then I just finished my third challenge and I lost 29 pounds. So I'm down about 99 pounds. And I just started my fourth challenge December 1st. So I'm excited to see what I can do and then be ready for Kansas City when we go out there in March. So definitely excited.
Hear from some business testimonies about how this can change your whole world financially. So Jeff, why don't you tell us your story?
Sounds good. My story goes back about a year ago. I started this. I met with Damien at a coffee shop, saw that same video, and basically said, let's do it. This looks awesome. I'm in. And then I didn't do a thing. And I kind of just sat there. But I did do one thing. That's right. I did go on Facebook and tell one girl about it who lived in Chico at the time. And she said, I'll hop on it. She ordered it, and she lost 35 pounds in her first 42 days and got 26 of her friends on it. And I started getting paychecks. And I was like, what is going on? I'm getting paid for doing nothing but Facebook. And so I kind of was cool with that for about a year. Didn't really do anything but that. Then, after a year had gone by, I saw what Don Crawford in the back had done with this in the same amount of time, and it amazed me, and I said, wow, there's something there. Let me see what I can really do with this. So I hopped on the challenge, obviously. I wanted to be a product of the product. I lost 30 pounds in my first 60 days, which was my goal. I got it in earlier than 90. Yeah. And not only that, I started building a team at San Jose State. I built it up, I did it the right way, and also in those first 30 days qualified for the BMW. Now I'm on the verge of leaving my job and just wanting to do this full time because it's so much fun. So that's my story.
Welcome everybody, my name is David. You heard from my brother Chris. I actually stumbled across these products pretty much by accident. A friend of mine was telling me about it around November of last year. I kept telling me, and I pretty much brushed her off for about 4 months. You know, saying I don't need a diet, I don't need to look at that stuff, I'm cool. I'm happy with my Costco shakes, which I really wasn't. I always had a full bag at the end of the month left in the cupboard because it tastes pretty horrible. But anyways, you know, after about 4 months, she kept, you know, kind of putting it in my ear and telling me of these amazing stories. And around February of this year, I found out that I had a very good likelihood of getting laid off from my job, which is a reality that a lot of us are facing, you know, especially in these times. So I took a look at a couple different business opportunities, ways that I could supplement my income, bring in some extra money. And when I sat down, just like Jeff and pretty much everyone else in the room, we saw this video, and something about it just really kind of spoke to me. I've been invited to take a look at a bunch of these types of companies in the past, and I've never felt the, you know, the kind of spirit and the enthusiasm that this company brings. And I think a lot of that is that there's a lot of like-minded people that really care about helping people and really have a really vested interest in helping America and eventually the world get real healthy and take their health back, you know, because there's so many obstacles and distractions and other options out there that are really damaging our body rather than building it up and letting it be the awesome tool that it really is meant to be. So with that, you know, we said, hey, you know, we're going to really get vested in this, you know, as my brother Chris said, we really rallied around him to really get healthy. I myself am down 37 pounds. So, you know, we're all, you know, products, they definitely do work. But, you know, once we saw that and we said, hey, you know, since my brother was on this mission, my girlfriend and I jumped on and said, even if we don't make $1, if we could, you know, change my brother's life, it was all well worth it. And I think just going in with that attitude, within 2 months, my girlfriend and I both qualified for a free BMW. So having 2 in the driveway was just amazing. But more importantly, because we did that, a lot of people asked us questions. We were able to impact a lot of lives and really help people jump on the challenge and really get their health back, which has just been an amazing feeling. So I really, definitely thank the person who invited you out here today, because someone's definitely looking out for you guys showing up today. So thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Why don't you scoot over? Let's scoot over this way. Everybody scoot over this way just a little bit. That way, that's all the cord we have. So perfect. Yeah.
All right. Well, my name's Chad. I first learned about the challenge vaguely from my friend V. I actually used to work for her in a restaurant. And she put stuff all over Facebook, and I thought it was something she started because V is spelled like Vi. So I called her, I'm like, so, what'd you do? What company did you start now? You're successful at a restaurant. So she told me, she said, hey, come to my restaurant, check it out. Went to her restaurant, watched the same video everybody's watched here. Delayed it for a couple weeks, figured I was working out all the time. I didn't really think I needed to lose weight. I wanted to gain weight. So I delayed it, and then I finally was like, whatever. So I signed up and lost 5 pounds in the first week. Figured there was actually something to the shake, so actually stuck with it. Lost another 7 pounds, and then lost another 5 pounds. And I ended up texting her one night saying, how do I stop losing weight? So overall, within 3 months, I ended up losing 22 pounds when I only expected to lose 5. So then I decided, well, why not start promoting it? Started promoting it, talking to my friends, talking to my co-workers. I work in a restaurant, kind of tired of cheap people who don't like tipping. I work hard for my money, and when I get, cheap tips, it kind of makes it hard to pay my bills. So I figured I'd try something else. Hit Rising Star within a couple weeks, and then within 45 days hit RD, and now I'm looking for a car. So trying to find out which one I want.
Give it up for Chad. He knocked out regional director in the last hours of this month, and literally, and another success story for the Human Club. All right, so real simple. I'm going to keep my story real short so we can get into the training of this event. My name is Damian Canaro. I grew up in Santa Cruz County, and I moved to San Jose to go to San Jose State, and I was a student at San Jose State when I got introduced to one of the founders of this company. And I sat down with him at a Starbucks also. I guess Starbucks is a good meeting ground for finding out about this. But that 1 hour changed my life. And I can now I could look back 8 years at that conversation that I first had. But it's making a decision, and I appreciate everyone for coming out here to make a decision on a Saturday in December, when there's holidays, there's different things that are going on. There's a lot of stuff that we can be doing. The reality is that everything boils down to choices. And I feel really grateful that I made a choice to align myself with this company before everything that you see here today. A lot of that stuff didn't exist. And I was building this with Maggie and some other leaders in the Bay Area, where we literally didn't have BMWs, and we didn't have shakes, and we didn't have energy drinks, and we didn't have the challenge, and we didn't have... I could go on and on and on. But the reality is that I believe everything happens for a reason. People are here in this room for a reason today. And there could be one thing that you get, from one person that you hear, from today. And I've literally, seen over 100 people in our team qualify for BMWs. I've helped people make 6-figure incomes, on this challenge. I've done that for myself, where I feel very fortunate, especially this time of year. But the reality is that, and I made this on a post on my Facebook recently, is it's not so much about what you have. It's more so about who you are and what you're doing. Life is very short, and I'm going to share this with a group. There's 2 people in this room that know about it. I got a call from my mom last night that my only sister had breast cancer, and found this out last night. For me, I've been around health a long time. I'm not the epitome of health, but the reality is that there's so many different things out there where each of us have an opportunity to make a difference. It doesn't matter if it's one person, if it's 5, if it's 10, if it's 100. The reality is that there's people right now that are dying from obesity. I had a cousin that didn't make it to his 50th birthday, died from an obesity-related death. And this is epidemic across the United States. I mean, you look anywhere, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not the epitome of health. You know, I've done my fair share of wear and tear on my body, you know, at a ripe age of 31, but this is an opportunity to make a simple little difference that makes a big difference, you know, over time. So a lot of people are looking for this, you know, especially around this time of year. Think about the person that you know that you can help, you know, with introducing this product. You know, I mean, the story, like, you know, what Chris shared, I mean, that's an awesome story. Close to 100 pounds on this challenge. Yeah. Give up for Chris. You know, Dave and Esther Bengal, I remember when they first came aboard, you know, in the business, I mean, remarkable. I mean, literally from I remember the first national conference that Dave was at, he was in the back of the room, and we took a picture, and I didn't even remember that he was there that weekend. And this is going to go down in history, Dave, just so you know. But that one event had an experience that created a whole organization that's now spanned, you know, has been across the coast into Florida, where, you know, we've helped, you know, people in all kinds of different towns and communities, you know, lose weight, get healthy, help others with their bank account, with more choices, with all kinds of different things. Now you guys are champions, and I mean, this is an opportunity that you have, and there's very few opportunities you have in your lifetime to make a difference. There's very little opportunities in your lifetime to make a difference in a job. And I can say this because how many people have ever worked a job that, like, years pass by and you're like, what did I do? This year, we've changed tons of lives, and it's been remarkable. Just looking back on the accomplishments of this last year have been phenomenal. And, you know, before you know it, you know, another year is going to pass by. Before you know it, we're going to be, you know, experiencing another Christmas, another New Year's. This is something to do something great for yourself, for your family. Very excited for everyone that's here, and I could talk on and on, but you know, congratulations to Chad, to David, to everyone that's here today, because we're going to make a big difference this next year, and you know, this is an exciting opportunity, and there's only one company that's #1 in North America, and that's us. So, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to take a break for just a moment.